We are live, ladies and gentlemen. We are live from UFC Fight Night 106 Fortaleza. Whoa, man, that one started quick. 1 second. The main card is just opened. Without any further ado, cutting all the bullshit along the line, let me begin with the fucking correct source. Oh god, I messed that one up, didn't I? Just 1 second, guys. It's normal. It's normal. Amazon Silva will agree to it. Fart in the heart. Of course. Been a great card, guys. The main card has just begun. The Dirty Bird, Tim Means versus Alex Cowboy Oliveira. Cowboy Oliveira has just taken Tim Means down with a good beginning. That should be a really interesting one to watch. My goodness, what a good night of fights, ladies and gents. What a good night of fights. Let me quickly set this up so that you don't face any issues. It's normal. Tim Means is up. Before anybody could comment on anything on the comment section, let me quickly update you what and all we'll be doing today. I'll be telling you where to watch these fights. And I would also be letting you know how you can become a member of a clan. That's something which is lined up for today. Oh, beautiful takedown by Alex Oliveira. Good stuff. Tim Means getting taken down twice. Oh, recovered back to the feet. If this is your first time and you're wondering what the hell is happening here, this is a channel where we break down fights without screaming on top of our lungs like Tarzan. Taking the back, Alex Cowboy Oliveira. Tim Means, I guess, was not prepared for the ground game for this one. Beautifully done. One more takedown by Cowboy Oliveira. Tim Means looks like he's in trouble with all the takedowns. Beautifully done again with the takedowns. 4 takedowns for Cowboy Oliveira. Oh, beautiful reversal by Tim Means. Ends up inside control on top. Dirty Bird is known for landing them elbows. He's gonna bloody them up. 1 minute 23, 22, and 21 and 20 seconds if you want to sync it up with us on the channel. Good reversal by Tim Means. He's pressing down. Alex Cowboy Oliveira just holding on. The Dirty Bird might need to do some work here. Short elbows from side control. We'll let you know how to watch these fights once this one gets over and I update the YouTube for some data. Thank you for all the listeners who are listening in the meanwhile. Man, the camera angle is a little wonky. Thank you. Again, inside control, not a lot of action. Cowboy has worked on his wrestling, though. I have to admit. Cowboy Oliveira. He's making his feet stuck on the cage, but that doesn't work. Dirty Bird. Oh, good locking of the leg. Wants to land some ground and pound. By the way, an interesting thing is the UFC has not adopted the unified rules of MMA for this fight. Man, those two don't like each other. For sure. After the bell rang, Cowboy Oliveira kicked Tim Means. That wasn't professional enough. Even Tim Means landed a punch, I guess. Cowboy Oliveira, though, good beginning. I would probably have to give the round to him. Let's go to YouTube and check what the hell's happening in the house. In the house. 390 subscribers. Good news. Approaching 400 very quickly for a young channel. Not as quickly as I would have expected, but man, the response has been amazing of late. The picks for me tonight for the main card are as follows. I'm going to be picking Means, the Dirty Bird for this one. Then I have bethe Correia defeating Marion Reneau. Then I have Borg getting the victory. Then a beautiful set of fights, Barbosa, Dariush, Villante, and Belfort, Gastelum. I'm going to go with Barbosa, and Gastelum. These are my picks for today. Round 2, here we go. What happened? Oh, nothing happened. Oliveira wanted a hug. Did not work like that. Dirty Bird with a hands clasp, good pressure. Can he get the takedown? Oh, good reversal. Good knees, good knees. Good knees by the Cowboy. Oliveira looks much better, man. Seriously. Good level change by Cowboy Oliveira. Good elbows by the Dirty Bird. Man, these guys are going wrestling. In this one, I expect a stand-up war. But not happening today. Looks like it. Let's go to the live streams. Let's see who and all have joined us today for UFC Fight Night Fortaleza, Brazil. Fight Night 106. Probably Vitor Belfort's last fight. Hands clasp. Beautiful takedown by Cowboy. Cowboy looks so much better today. Tim Means looks a little tired. Probably the altitude. Good stuff on the stream already. Thank you all the guys for joining in. Beautiful stuff. Cowboy Oliveira looks so much better. Maybe because they have not adopted the unified rules of mixed martial arts. Is that the reason? I'm not sure. But hey, as Anderson Silva would say, it's normal. It's normal in Brazil. Oh, Cowboy Oliveira landing some ground and pound. Has taken his back again, wants to sink some hooks. Tim Means does not want any of it. He has to unclasp the hands of Cowboy Oliveira. Oh, beautiful work again by Cowboy Oliveira, taking this to the ground. Good stuff. Good stuff. Got his back, wants to get some hooks in, gets one hook in, gets the other one. Going for an RNC, as they call it, for sure. Tim Means looks off color, man, today, for sure. Ground and pound coming up. This is Brazil. You don't know what these people are on, anyway. Oh, he got the neck. It is all over. He got the neck. Cowboy Oliveira. Oh, there's a lot of respect between these gentlemen. Beautiful finish, rear naked choke. The first 5 finishes in favor of Alex Cowboy Oliveira. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see what you people are at. Hit the comment section, will you? Let me know what you got for the main event of the evening. The Phenom Vitor Belfort versus Kelvin Gastelum. That's going to be a great fight. Could this be the last fight of Belfort's storied career? I think so. Could very well be. And that is why I'm predicting Kelvin Gastelum to upset the apple cart. He's looked really good. He's looked really good at 185 pounds. Made weight easily for this fight. And so did Alex Cowboy Oliveira with a beautiful rear naked choke to begin the proceedings in the main card of UFC Fight Night 106. Man, it's been a great night of fights. Almost every fight has been a finish. Let's give you a quick update, shall we? The opener, Gareth McCallum versus Paulo Borancina. Borancina getting the TKO victory. in round 1 itself. Then we had Honey Jason versus Jeremy Kennedy. Jeremy Kennedy getting the decision due to superior striking, even though Honey Jason got a knockdown. Then the third one, Michael Prezes versus Joshua Berkman. Michael Prezes upsetting the veteran Josh Berkman by a beautiful submission early in round 1. Then we had Raniaya versus Joe Soto. Joe Soto, the clear winner due to overall control and significant strikes landed on the ground. Joe Soto, the winner. Then we had Sergio Moraes versus Davy Ramos, a decision, and then a dull fight. Not a lot of action on that one, but still, who gives a shit anyways? Then we had the featured prelim bout from the main card, Francisco Trinaldo versus Kevin Motown Killer or something like that, Lee, getting the submission against Francisco Trinaldo. I was not expecting that. I was expecting Trinaldo to get the better of him, but he gets it done in round 2. So does the Cowboy. Alex Oliveira also gets it done in round 2 by a beautiful rear naked choke. This is UFC Fight Night 106, Fortaleza, Brazil. Vitor Phenom Belfort versus Kelvin Gastelum. What a night of fights we have lined up for you guys. There's been a great set of fights which have already happened, and we are all set for the official decision. Maybe he's on some Mexican supplements or some Brazilian supplements. Who knows, man? Cowboy Oliveira getting it done. Brian Sand, the greatest American on planet Earth, comes to Alex Cowboy Oliveira for the interview. Improves his record to 16 victories, 3 losses, 1 no contest, and 1 draw and 2 no contest. That is what is up. Let's get some stuff going in on the YouTube page by changing the thumbnail. Some good stuff coming in later in the day. 3 fights which are going to happen, which are lined up perfectly at this time of their respective careers. It's Trinaldo versus Lee, which already finished with Lee defeating Trinaldo. That was a really interesting fight. But the other 3 are these: Edson Barbosa versus beneil, Dariush. Man, what a great fight that has potential to be. Then we have Mauricio Shogun Hua. Is Hua too old? I don't think so. I guess he still got it, but Gian Villante is a great wrestler. It's not really good news for Shogun. Then we have the Phenom, Vitor Belfort versus Kelvin Gastelum. That one should be bonkers if I'm expecting what to happen. What 3 fights which are going to come up. But next one is the women's bantamweight division. Bethe Correia, who got knocked the fuck out by Ronda Rousey, gets to go against Marion Reneau. Marion Reneau has been called a grandmom by Bethe Correia in spite of being just 4 years younger than her. So that upset Marion Reneau in the pre-fight proceedings. So she is going to probably want to take her down and rough her up. Bethe Correia wants to keep it standing up as usual. She's riding a 2-fight losing streak compared to Reneau. So that is what is up next for all you guys watching the channel. Thank you for all the listeners joining into the stream. Alex Cowboy Oliveira just finished Tim the Dirty Bird means via a beautiful rear naked choke. The crowd has gone berserk in Fortaleza, Brazil. My throat is a little off today, but do not mind that. And just keep it going in the comment section. You guys have been unreasonably silent on the comment section. What is coming up for UFC next? is UFC Fight Night, Manoa versus Anderson next week on UFC Fight Pass, live from London, England, the O2 Arena. Then we have April 8th, UFC 210, Fear the Knockout, Rumble versus DC. That is what is coming up as the next pay-per-view. Then we have UFC Fight Night, Johnson versus Hayes. Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson defending his flyweight title one more time against Wilson Hayes. Last time they met, the fight did not go through due to injury to Mighty Mouse. Then we have on April 22, one day after my birthday, Cub Swanson versus Artem Lobov, UFC Fight Night, Ireland. Those are the fights lined up for you guys on the UFC calendar in the coming months. The next fight is in the women's bantamweight division, Bethe Correia versus Marion Reneau. We're waiting on our fights. I have the trusted crystal ball doing work for me today, as usual. And I got a new one, the fan, which I'm showing you guys like right now. Can you guys see this? Yeah. The small USB fan does the work for keeping me reasonably ventilated, because man, I'm telling you, it's getting hot in this city these days. Vitor Belfort, the phenom, man, the way he blitzes people, those fast hands and them nasty kicks which he's added to his game. But off late he has been writing a lot of losses. That is why I feel it's time for Vitor to hang it up. Will he hang it up after this fight? I'm expecting him to do so. But if he doesn't, don't sweat it, because he's the phenom. He will give you a reasonably entertaining fight whenever he goes. So he wants to pull the trigger for this one, this time early, so that he does not get taken down and grounded and pounded just like every other fighter has been doing to him off late. Thank you to all the listeners who have joined in to the stream. Let me tell you how to watch these fights quickly so that you can continue to enjoy the action as it happens. You can watch these fights on the following channels. If you have cable, oh my goodness, what the hell is happening? My computer just froze. Hopefully you can still listen to my voice. What happened? Everything's freezing up today for some reason. But hey, it's normal. It's UFC Brazil. Happens once in a while. Don't sweat it. Here we go. Here are the channels where you can watch these fights live on Kodi, XBMC, or cable. Just check them out. I'm currently watching them on Sony ESPN. That is my trusted channel always. And I've subscribed to their monthly subscription, which is only at $1 per month, which is insane in my country. It's really cheap to get such good access to content of all UFC pay-per-views, all UFC fight nights live as they happen. So if you can search the internet, or if you have cable, or if you have XPMC and Kodi, the channels which I've mentioned below are the channels which you will get the coverage on. And since I gave you that information, hit that subscribe button, will you? That is what I'm talking about. 19 listeners, thank you very much. UFC is going to Las Vegas for DC versus Rumble, which is going to be a great night of fights. Let me show you what's going to happen. Coming up after this is Cormier versus Rumble Johnson. Man, I'm telling you, that fight card is all sorts of nuts, if you know what I mean. Look at this fight card, guys. Look at this. Whew, these two gents are gonna bring it in UFC 210. They have released a new trailer, Fear the Knockout, right after GSP has made his return to fight Michael, the Count Bisping, for the middleweight title. Cormier versus Johnson. 18-1, 22-5 KOs, obviously. Rumble Johnson is the real deal. Reach advantage also to Rumble. Then we have the co-main, Chris Weidman, number 4, versus Gegard Mousasi, number 5. Man, UFC Ultimate Fighter, this edition has actually been really good. I've been hearing. They put a trailer out recently. Weidman versus Mousasi, man, what a fight. Weidman has a reach advantage slightly, but man, you never know what to do with Gegard, do you? He can spring surprise from anywhere. Then we have Thiago Alves, Patrick Cote. Should be a stand-up war, as expected. Then we have Will Brooks versus Charles Oliveira, the Bronx, and Illville getting it on in the lightweight division. And we have Kamaru Usman, one of my favorite fighters, up and coming overall, winner of the Ultimate Fighter, 9-1, goes up against Sean Strickland from Nigeria. The Nigerian Nightmare is what I'm picking for that fight. Then we have Shane Burgos versus Charles Rosa. Shane Burgos is the undefeated fighter. It's called the Hurricane. Goes up against Charles Rosa on that one. Then we had Joshua Matt and Desmond Green, the Predator, going against each other. Then we have some up-and-comers. Andrew Holbrook, another Ultimate Fighter, one of the previous seasons, going up against Gregor Gillespie. Then Caitlin Shukagian, blonde fighter, going up against Irene Aldana. That should be a real interesting one in the women's bantamweight division. And the opener is Pat Cummings versus Jan Blachowicz. Man, what a main card and prelims we have lined up for UFC 210, man. Good set of fights, but I'm really looking forward to the main card's main event, Anthony Johnson versus DC. As usual, I'm expecting this time for it to go a little different. That's what I'm expecting. I'm seeing DC do a lot of commentary, do a lot of fight breakdowns these days, and guys who have been doing that are known to get knocked down eventually, and DC is getting old, so I really feel Rumble Johnson could catch him this time and really end it once and for all. And then I'm expecting John Jones to come back and fight Johnson, and then go ahead and fight DC, and then go ahead and fight Alexander Gustafsson. That is what I'm expecting for the UFC light heavyweight division. Getting back to our current schedule, Belfort versus Gastelum, man. What a main event. Could this be the last time we see the Phenom? Never know. He has been on a losing streak off late. I don't know what his current losing streak is at, but I feel it's really 3 to 4 fights which he's been losing. He lost against Chris Weidman for the middleweight title. Then he ended up losing to, which guy was that who took him down, ground and pounded? I'm forgetting his name, man. Gegard Mousasi did it. Jacare Souza did it. Man, he's been on a skid off late, did Vito Belfort. Marion Reneau hiding her mouthpiece inside the Who place. You know the Who place? Yeah, you know Who place. Hiding it there. But hey, she is a little older compared to most of the ladies who are doing the fights. Thank you to all the listeners once more. Third fastest submission in women's bantamweight history, 1:54. 4 first-round finishes. Finished 6 of her 7 wins via knockout. And the other one was the third fastest submission in UFC bantamweight history. Marion Reneau is known to be a brawler. Has reasonably good wrestling. Bethe Correia, getting a beautiful ovation from the UFC crowd. Oh my goodness. She fights from Campina Grande, PB, Brazil, number 9 ranked Bethe, who is on a 2-fight losing streak. Really interesting to see what happens to her. Looks good, looks confident, has got reasonably good boxing skill if she's working on them. Man, a couple of ants irritating me from the morning. Gotta kill them ants. So as I said, I have updated the channels on which you can watch these fights live. Third highest striking rate in UFC bantamweight history in the women's division, 5.2 per minute. Fifth most significant strike landed in UFC bantamweight history, 348. Last fight, defeated Jessica Ai. Oh, she did defeat Jessica Ai. All right. So she is out of her streak of losing to women's bantamweight contenders, Bethe Correia. And since it's Brazil, I'm going to go with Correia for this one. She is a little disrespectful to most of her opponents. But hey, it is what it is. She is a fierce female. But she should fear the takedown for this fight, because Reneau can spring a surprise on the ground game, which she's not really good at. Let's see what Bethe Correia shows up today. Fire Gian. I do practice jiu-jitsu, but I am not a fighter. I only break down fights whenever I get the chance without screaming on top of my lungs. But thank you for the question. Bethe Correia is 33. Reneau is 39. 1-inch height advantage for Marion and a 4-inch reach advantage for Marion Reneau, who will be the much more experienced fighter on the scales hitting today. Joey Martinez doing the work of announcement for today. Marion Reneau holds a record for 7 wins and 3 losses. 5 feet 6 inches tall. Fights out of Visalia, California. She is the pick'em fighter, so the odds are pretty even. So for the people who want to bet, my suggestion, don't take it professionally, let me tell you that. But my suggestion is, I'm going to be going with Bethe Correia. Since this is happening in Brazil, I do not want to pick against Brazilian fighters when it happens in Brazil, because they could be on some good shit. Bethe Correia is 5'5", 10 wins and 2 losses for Bethe Correia. One of them is against Ronda Rousey. Fire Zion, thank you for the question. Bethe Correia, the crowd is going nuts for some reason. They love her. And we got a female referee, Camelia Albuquerque. Looks like she is from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Are we ready? Outside temperature 79 degrees centigrade, humidity 87, and feels like 95 degree Fahrenheit. Man, it's gonna be hot. These women take the center. Correia catches the kicks. Marion Reneau is feeling it. Bethe Correia says, "Bring it, bitch." Reneau is ranked 13. Correia is ranked 9. Man, these girls are swinging wildly. Good oblique kick lands for Marion Reneau. She's going for that over and over again. Good kick to the body, but Bethe lands it. Maybe the attack is going to be to the body for Marion on this fight. She does have the reach advantage. I'm expecting a decision or probably a knockout late in second. Good connection for both women. Marion Reneau looks the faster fighter, actually, if you look at both of them. 1-2 for Bethe, who is in her trademark yellow trunks. Bethe can take a punch though, let me tell you that. But if she gets cocky, she will get knocked out against Marion Reneau. If you want to watch these fights for live for free, the channels have been posted on the comment section. You can go have a look at those channels, search for them either on cable or Cody, or good high kick by Marion, shrugged off by Correia. In case you want to watch it online, you have to go to streamtowatch.cc. I repeat, streamtowatch.cc. Good kick to the body by Marion Reneau. Jabs working for both fighters. The switch kick is what Marion is going for. Bethe Correia taking the action to the cage, over under. Maybe wants to disengage. Good knee to the body by Marion. They are scrambling near the cage. Marion wants to reverse position. Bethe does not want to have anything. She's going for a trip, but does not work. They reset to the center. Bethe Correia is a good jab by Bethe. Good one. Stepped into that. Good jab connection. Oh, Marion Reneau with a beautiful knee to the body. That one stunned Correia. Again, they clinch up against the cage. Good stuff going on the women's bantamweight division. Again, a beautiful knee by Marion Reneau. The crowd suddenly going nuts. Bethe Correia might get tired later on. She's prone to that. Man, she has to let her hands go. Clinching is not her game. For sure, clinching. Because she's not putting up a lot of offense. The crowd is trying to egg her up, but seems to be not working that much. 1 minute 40, 39, 38. In case you want to sync it up to the channel. This is MMA Live, your channel where we break down fights as technically as possible without screaming on top of your lungs like Tarzan. They reset to the center. 1 minute 20 seconds. Marion Reneau looks to be far more energetic than Correia. Oh, good outside leg kick by Bethe. Oh, good overhand. Over the top connection for Bethe. Marion has to be careful of the power that Bethe possesses. A good 1-2 to the body and head. Good combination. She is going for that overhead. Right hand is Bethe Correia. Marion has to be careful. Good jabs exchanged by both women. A good over the top connection for Bethe. Marion is getting busted up a little bit. She has to be careful. She can't get emotional against Correia. She will eat you up. Oh, 1-2 connection from Marion. Over the top for Correia. Good kick to the body by Marion. Good action back and forth actually. And since it's Brazil, oh, good trip takedown by Bethe. As the round coming to an end, beautiful work. Uses the force of Marion coming in. Clinches and trips her. Good stuff by Correia. Ground and pound by both the fighters. That takedown should probably get it done for round 1 for Bethe Correia, man. That was such a timely takedown by the lady. Good stuff on the stream. 15 listeners, appreciate it. And since you're already here, might as well hit that subscribe button if you want to listen to unbiased commentary and fight breakdown in a far more technical manner than any other YouTube channel which is doing it right now. That I can assure you. Marion Reneau's coach is giving her advice on keeping her distance as she has the reach. Obviously, the right advice. Bethe Correia's getting some advice, but I cannot understand that because it's in Portuguese. Round 2, ready to begin. I should probably score that in favor of Bethe Correia. Fortaleza, Brazil is where this fight night is happening. UFC Fight Night 106. They take the center. They do not touch gloves, obviously, because of the ill will. Jabs exchanged by both women. Good outside leg kick. Good punch on the break by Marion. Good kick to the body by Marion. Marion wants to push the action on this round. Good teep does not connect. Bethe again going for the clinch. Maybe going for a trip takedown. Doesn't work. Bethe does look improved in her overall game, though, I have to say. I don't think Marion is the right parameter to assess, but she looks a little improved from her last fight, for sure. She is scrapping a much more harder, rather than just keeping it standing on the feet. She's going for that trip again. Bethe taking the center back. Good jabs connecting for both women. Significantly slower. Over the top. Does not connect for Bethe Correia. A good step and left hook. 1-2 connecting for Bethe. Marion looking a little tired though. Bethe has that patented game plan. If you rush in, she will clinch and trip you. If not, she is okay to stand and bang. A good over-the-top connection for Bethe. A good left hook by Bethe again. Punches connecting for Bethe Correia. Marion has to be careful of her guard, man. She has to keep her guard up. Good punches by Bethe. She's going for it. Marion is still in it. Good punch to the body by Correia. 1-2. Good uppercut by Bethe. Feeling it. Marion, though, slowly regaining her strength back. They clinch up again. Marion's kicks were working in round 1. She has to go back to that. She's not winning a decision in Brazil unless she dominates her opponent. Good outside leg kick by Correia. Good over-the-top connection again. A good uppercut. A good left hook by Bethe. Marion Reneau's guard is non-existent at this moment. She's not blocking a lot of these punches. Good punch to the body by Bethe. Nice combination. 1 to the body and 2 to the head. That left hook again connecting for Bethe. Even though she looks a little clumsy, she gets the job done, does Bethe. Going for a spinning back fist, does not connect. Straight right connects for Marion. Doesn't do much in terms of pain. Punch to the body again. Bethe feeling her hands. Maybe she broke it. Going for that trip is Bethe Correia. Does not get it. Marion pushing the pressure. Bethe Correia is so freaky, man. Her stances are not what they are supposed to be, but oh god, she catches a kick and lands a low single. Beautifully done. Correia looking much improved. Much improved. Maybe she's going for a submission. Not sure. In the guard. Marion Reneau is reasonably comfortable here. She's got a good guard. But she's not doing a lot offensively. Bethe want to stack the guard, but does not work. Not doing a lot of work though. Marion is trying to hit some punches from the bottom. She is trying for a triangle choke. Not working. Bethe has to go for some ground and pound here. Otherwise they might stand them up. Bethe looks a little tired. Not doing much. Referees might stand them up. She might go for a triangle. No. This looks a little tough, but no. Bethe recovers. Almost got a triangle choke, man. Almost. Almost is not good enough in the world of mixed martial arts. I don't know what these girls are going for. Good ground and pound now by Correia finally. After regaining some Man, Marion Reneau is fierce from the bottom. Bethe is actually taking some punches. But I guess Bethe is content with winning the rounds. Mostly. That one was clearly in favor of Bethe Correia. For sure. That's some good stuff coming in by Bethe. She keeps her mouth guard again inside, you know. Not a good place to keep after you've kept it in your mouth, Marion. It's not a good place. Coaches are willing her to keep distance, get some punches and get the takedown, but the takedowns on the fight have been landed mostly by Marion Reneau. Bethe is looking a little flustered. Let's look at the highlights. Ducks underneath the kick. Gets the single leg. Again late in the round. Round 3. Will they touch gloves? No, sir. Oh, good left hook and kick to the body by Marion. Answer with left of her own by Bethe. Leg kick does not connect. Reneau has to get a finish, I feel. Oh! My God, Bethe might be in trouble. Oh. Good punches from Marion. She's pouring it on. Bethe has to be careful. Marion wants to clinch up. Man, that kick landed out of nowhere. Bethe is still struggling. Goes for a single good sprawl. Bethe shouldn't have done that. Not good. Bethe is not defending herself. Man, she was rocked from that kick. Oh my goodness. Bethe Correia might be out on... My God, Marion has to finish this fight. A good elbows. Bethe still hanging in there. She has to get up. This is not a good position for her. She's not doing anything. Oh my goodness. How can you take so much punishment? Bethe Correia. Whew, she got a chin, man. She is letting a lot of ground and pounds. Marion Reneau moves to half guard for some reason of all positions. Oh my goodness. Bethe was rocked in that round. So close to finishing the fight. This referee is a rookie for sure. As I have seen it already. Oh, she moves to mount almost. Ground and pound coming in. Marion Reneau. Why is she not defending the ground and pound? Marion Reneau. This fight might be stopped, guys. Ground and pound. Why is the referee not stopping this fight? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, still punches, elbows. Oh my God. They should stop this fight. What is the referee? The referee's not even close to stopping the fight. She is just watching it. As if she's a spectator. Oh my goodness. They're not. Oh. Reversal by Bethe. Maybe going for an armbar. Does not work. What does it take to finish this fight? Elbows. Maybe this is Brazil. That's why they don't want to stop it. Oh my goodness. This should be a 10-8 for sure. Moves to mount again. Bethe trying to recover. Goes for a low single. Bethe somehow surviving, man. Props to this lady. Oh my goodness. One more hammer fist. North-south. Side control. Wants to go for an inverted triangle. Not working. Bethe is so exhausted, man. So is Marion. What a fight. Back and forth. Trying to take the back. Yes. Rear naked coming up. Yes, sir. Bethe trying to recover. She is still in it, guys. 1 minute 44 still remaining. Lot of time for Marion to finish this. Body lock has been prepped. Bethe Correia, though, still hanging in there. 1 minute 30 seconds. Man, they are on their feet. Cheering for Bethe Correia. Bethe trying to reverse position. It's not a good body lock what she has, Marion. She is reversing position. But now Marion recovers ground and pound still. Oh my goodness, how much does it take to finish a fight? Has she got it? This might be close. Now gets the body lock, but Bethe is still defending. Oh my goodness, 1 minute remaining. Whew. Bethe looks like she has recovered from the pounding. This could easily be declared as a draw, guys. But since this is Brazil, I'm expecting this to go 29-28 in favor of Bethe. Should this be a draw? I guess so. Because I feel this is a 10-8 round, but we may not need it. 30 seconds remaining. Has she got a rear naked in her arsenal? No. Doesn't look like it. 25 seconds. Whew. She is trying so desperately. Bethe Correia, though, pressing her face against Marion. She is still surviving. 10 seconds. Is it gonna be ended? No. Does not look like it, ladies and gents. It is gonna go to a decision. My goodness. Bethe Correia is happy. She's like, oh, I did it. I did it. Oh my gosh, she's dancing. She's twerking. What the hell? Oh my goodness, what's happened to Bethe Correia? She is twerking. For some reason. Are they going to give it 29-28 to Bethe? That's what I think is going to happen, guys. I don't think that's a fair decision, but hey, you never know. Wow. What a fight. In the third round, especially. After taking so much punishment. The Iron Fist is on Netflix this month. Apparently a new program. Wow. What a fight. Reebok has launched its combat apparel in my country recently. So that's good news for all the fight fans. Man, a lot of punches landed by Marion, man. If you look at it, it's pretty significant for round 3 if you look at the stats. But the first 2 rounds I do feel should go to Bethe. It's really interesting to see what they do with it. I just get a feeling they might go 29-28 Bethe on this one. Could be real interesting. Marion, I guess, knows that she should have finished the fight. It's a majority draw. Oh, okay. They just ended it. It's a majority draw, guys. The announcer did a very bad job of putting it. It was pretty clearly a 10-8 round in the last one due to the significant amount of strikes landed by both women. Bethe landed in first round and the second majorly. Oh man, that kick changed the action. Even though Marion fell to the ground, they should have probably stopped the fight. It was so close to being stopped. That referee just looked like that. Gonna do something, bitch? That was she was looking like. Oh man, good fight though. Good fight. Good fight. Finally, we are all set. Man, just one fight away from Barbosa and Dariush. The UFC calendar on UFC Fight Pass is as follows: UFC Fight Night, Manuel versus Anderson on March 18th. Glory Kickboxing, March 25th. Louis Paris versus Georges. Invicta FC 22, Tanya Avenger versus Kulitskaya Championship rematch on March 25th. And then we have Pride Never Die Week the same week. Man, it's good to be a customer of UFC Fight Pass. 8 wins by submission for Jussier Formiga, number 3 ranked UFC flyweight. Ray Borg is ranked number 8, youngest fighter on the card, only 23 years of age. Really, really young. Beautiful stuff. Majority draw, ladies and gents. Once more, I'm putting up the channels on which you can watch these fights as they happen live. I'm watching this on Sony ESPN and Sony ESPN HD. Those are my preferred channels for watching any UFC fights. You also have it on Combate in Brazil, TSN in Canada, NTV, Match TV, TV3, TV10, RDS, Rand Fighting, Fox Sports, CTV, Sony 6, Hyper TV, SPO TV, Setanta Sports, GDTV, PPTV, Best TV, Viasat, and TV5. These are all the cable channels or internet service providers where you can watch the fights for free live whenever UFC puts up these kind of events. Whether it's a UFC Fight Night or whether it's a pay-per-view, only the main card is broadcasted on most of these channels. So they don't do the prelims which happen on UFC Fight Pass or Fox Sports. So you guys gotta be wary of that fact. But still, it's a good deal to subscribe to one of these channels or try to find them on XBMC or Kodi. My suggestion to you guys, amongst all the channels which are displayed, is going to be Sony ESPN. That is the channel which I watch all my fights on. So that is my suggestion to you. Thank you to all the listeners who are joining into the stream. This is MI Live, your channel where we break down fights as technically as possible without screaming on top of our lungs. UFC 210 is coming on April 8th. Fear the knockout, Anthony Rumble Johnson, the guy who knocks people cold, the most feared event of the year. Man, his knockout reel is devastating. Rumble going up against DC, Wrestling 101, former USA Olympic team tryout. So is Chris Weidman, who's also on the card in the middleweight division. It's going to be from Buffalo, New York. That is why Chris Weidman is the co-main event. As it's happening in New York, the New York native going up against Gegard Mousasi. It's going to be a great night of fights for UFC 210. Just here, Formiga, if he wins this fight, could make a case for flyweight title contendership. Rabo can, but man, just here, Formiga is a submission machine. Ray Borg is no joke. He is ranked number 8. He's a young fighter. So this is a pick'em kind of a fight. It's really interesting. The odds are in favor of Jussier Formiga. But he is coming from a pretty lengthy layoff, I feel, because I haven't seen him fighting in a long time. Ray Borg is the first fighter to enter the octagon, fights from Tucson, Arizona. The youngest fighter on this UFC Fight Night card is Ray Borg, who is only 23 years of age. Really entertaining fighter to enter the octagon. Good potential, second most submission attempts in UFC flyweight history, 11. Third highest takedown accuracy in UFC flyweight history, 55%. And in his last fight, he did defeat Luis Smolka by decision. So Ray Borg on the upswing, the young 23-year-old ranked number 8, going up against Jussier Formiga, who is ranked number 3. After this fight, guys, you need to stay pasted on this channel because we're going to have a blast with Edson Barbosa, beneil Dariush, Shogun versus Gian Villante, and then Vitor Belfort versus Kelvin Gastelum. Man, it's good to be a UFC fight fan, doesn't it? Have we reached 400 yet? Not yet. From Rio Grande do Norte, Brazil, Brazilian native Jussier Formiga enters the building and enters the octagon. After a pretty lengthy break, I feel I haven't seen this guy in a long time. Very highly ranked guy in the jiu-jitsu circles, much appreciated by his teachers. Jussier Formiga should want to keep this to the ground, but Ray Borg is no joke too. He's got solid wrestling. Jussier Formiga, 4th highest striking defense in UFC flyweight history, 67%. 4th highest takedown defense in UFC flyweight history, 81%. Notable victories are over Wilson Hayes and Dustin Ortiz. He has already defeated Wilson Hayes, who's going to be fighting Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson for a title opportunity in the UFC flyweight division. Jussier Formiga is no fucking joke. I'm not sure whether he has fought for the title before. Let me know in the comments if this guy has, but I don't think so. The Brazilian crowd growing nuts for all its fighters, and it's pretty much been a good night for all the Brazilian fighters, at least in the main card till now. We got a draw for Bethe, and we got a victory for Cowboy Oliveira. Tim Means looked out of shape for this fight, let me tell you that. That was not what I expected from the Dirty Bird. Let's look at the tail of the tape, brought to you by Who the Fuck Is That Guy? Number 3, Jussier Formiga is 31, Ray Borg's only 23. Both are virtually the same height, but Jussier Formiga has a 4-inch reach advantage. So Ray Borg has to be careful with the distance management and the takedowns which he's planning to take on this fight. One of my favorite UFC broadcasters and announcers, Joey Martinez, doing the ring work today. And some of my favorite UFC ring girls though. Whew. Minus 135 favorite is Ray Borg. Are you kidding me? What has happened to Las Vegas? I am not sure. But Ray Borg holds a record of 10 wins and only 2 losses. Maybe that is what is getting the odds in favor of him, especially the way he handled Luis Smolka. But man, Jussier Formiga is no joke. 19 wins and only 4 losses, fighting out of Natal, Brazil. Plus 105 underdog, so not really that much of an underdog is Jussier Formiga. But man, 135 minus is a good odd for Ray Borg. That's not gonna happen today, let me tell you that. Sorry to Nato Menzez, who wants to watch the fights on YouTube. That is gonna be really difficult, sir. If I understood what you're trying to mention, if you can repeat that in English, I could reply to that. Let's see, they touch gloves. Taking the center is Jussier Formiga. with the pressure. Good jab. Borg has got good head movement and good reaction times overall. Man, that cage has been bloodied up already due to all the fights which have happened today. Good outside leg kick by Jussier. Good over the top. Borg trying to clinch up. Good knee to the body by Borg. Could we have a knockout in the flyweight division finally? Oh, they're going for it. Formiga with the level change does not work. Good knee to the body by Ray. Good knee answered by Formiga. Formiga, like most of the other Brazilian fighters, is in the yellow and black trunks. Oh, good uppercut by Borg, man. Formiga cannot take a backseat. Good knee to the body again by Borg. Borg looking good early in round 1. Formiga is not trying to do a lot with this position. A good knee to the body again by Borg, answered this time by Formiga. Formiga has got to feel the power of Borg. Good jab to the body by Jussier. Formiga looks a little twitchy and is not ready to pull the trigger, is what I feel. Good inside leg kick by Formiga. Borg showing him some angles. Oh, wanted to go for that haymaker, but does not connect, does Borg. UFC Unfiltered, one of the up-and-coming podcasts, some of the top stuff. Coming every Tuesday and Thursday, Matt Serra doing the podcast for you guys if you want to join in to that one. An inadvertent kick to the groin by Jussier. Formiga. Oh, that one landed hard. That one did not land clean, but did cause damage to Borg. But they reset and resume the action. Borg, a lot of head movement. Jussier. Formiga trying to figure him out. Clinch up again. Good knee by Borg. Good punch to the body by Formiga. Clinching up against the cage are both these gentlemen in a partial over-under, sort of. Still trying to work the position. Oh, Andre Augusto, I have put the channels where you can watch the fights for free. Just check out the comment section. I have tried to put the fights live on YouTube, but obviously you know that on YouTube you're not allowed to show the fights, and that is why clearly my description tells you that it's a play-by-play and fight analysis. It is not a live fight showing channel. Unfortunately, I have to apologize to you for expecting that from me. But hey, nothing wrong in expecting that as a fight fan, obviously. But in case you want to watch it in Brazil, you can watch it on cable or television on the channel called Combate. You can also watch it on Sony ESPN. If you get that channel, I have put all the channels where you can watch this for free on the links. Let me give you one more channel. This is on the internet. You can watch the stream to watch.cc. You can search for UFC Fight Night. One second, something's wrong. Still not a lot of action here. So in case you wanna watch this on the internet for free, you can search for stream2watch.cc. They generally put 60 to 70% of all UFC fights live on the channel. So you can watch that on Stream to Watch. Andrew Hintze, if you're in watching today, can you give us listeners some channels to watch this on? That would be really appreciated. But not a lot of fight fans actually are paying attention, because this is such an odd time for many countries except Brazil, including Brazil actually. It's pretty early on a Sunday morning in my country. So in case you want to watch this on those channels, please go ahead. Dislike whatever you want to, but my description is clear. This is not a fight channel. This is a channel. Oh, good spinning back fist. Ray Borg getting in some action late in the round. Pretty even round, actually. Pretty difficult to score it in the judges' minds. This is only a play-by-play and fight analysis channel. This is not a channel where we show fights. Nothing is given to you for free in life, guys. Please understand that. Go to this channel, try your luck. You would probably succeed for sure in the list of channels which I mentioned. Let me put that up one more time. And you can dislike me as much as you want, but nobody's going to show you the actual fights on YouTube unless their channel gets pulled down. So, sorry about that. Ray Borg getting some solid advice. In terms of distance management, it was pretty entertaining first round. Not a lot of action, but still pretty entertaining nonetheless. Probably leaning in favor of Ray Borg a little bit on that round. They touched gloves. Formiga landed a couple of good shots. Ray Borg pushing in for a low single, switching it to a high one. Will he get it? Doesn't look like it. Just here, Formiga's takedown defense is pretty legit. Well, going for a double, Formiga recovers. Good wrestling defense by jussier Formiga. I guess I'm expecting a lot of people to watch the actual fights for free on YouTube. I do not know whether these people really understand how YouTube works, but hey, it's not how that YouTube works. I got a strike on my account already by UFC for showing the fights early in my broadcasting career. It's going to be really, really difficult. Good inside leg kick by Formiga. Connection by both men, but nothing dangerous. Ray Borg has got some weird hand and head movements. Flying knee barely grazes Formiga on the nose. Formiga is not managing his distance well. He has the significant reach advantage, but Ray Borg is doing good. Oh, recovery by Formiga while being thrown in the air. Taking the back is Ray Borg, but not doing a lot with that position. Maybe he's going for a double. Doesn't look like it. Wants to switch position. Formiga turns. Wants to go for that single so bad, but doesn't work. Obviously a wrestling heavy game plan for Ray Borg. Can he get it to the ground finally? Doesn't look like it. No sir. 2 minute 42, 41, and 40. In case you want to sync it up. Hello, Average Tiger. Thank you for joining into the stream. Still fighting against the cage for that high single now, but does not work for Ray Borg. He is putting the pressure though, so it might be good in the eyes of the judges. But it's never good in Brazil to fight a Brazilian to a decision, because they will generally go in favor of the Brazilian fighter. Nothing wrong in that. Nashville, Tennessee, Cub Swanson versus Artem Lobov is happening on April 22nd. The referee breaks the action because nothing much was happening. Again clinching up. Formiga looks a little distressed. 1-2 by Jussier. Goes for a long takedown attempt. Does not connect. Good 1-2, but blocked completely by Ray Borg. Ray Borg's striking is a little more creative than Jussier's. But it's not going to win him any points if he doesn't let his hands go. Good connection by Ray with the knee to the body, but they break again. Uppercut attempt does not connect for Jussier. Formiga, 1 minute 15 seconds. Good outside leg kick. Oh, good combination by Jussier. Trying to go over the top is Ray Borg, but doesn't connect. Oh, they're going. Both men connect with a beautiful right and left combination. Ray Borg's shin seems to be the stronger one, in my opinion. Inside leg kick checked. Ray Borg again clinching up. Good straight right by Jussier, going for a spinning back fist, does not connect. 40 seconds. Good outside leg kick, that one landed hard. Oh, good spinning back fist. Heads clashing. Good punch over the top by Ray Borg. 25 seconds. Oh, such a long takedown attempt. Doesn't connect, sir. Good outside leg kick by Formiga. Good single. May get it finally. 10 seconds remaining. Going for high kicks, I guess. Late in the round. That's Ray Borg's style. 2 rounds in the books. And as expected, the flyweight contest is going to a round 3. Thank you, Average Tiger. Who fights next? Next is Edson Barbosa versus beneil Dariush. Then we have the co-main Mauricio Shogun Hua versus Gian Villante. And then we have Vitor Belfort versus Kelvin Gastelum. Those are the fights lined up. The current fight going on, Jussier Formiga versus Ray Borg. Going to a 3rd round as expected in the UFC Flyweight division. Yellow trunks for all the fighters from Brazil today till now. And all the 2 fights have gone either in favor of Brazilians or have gone to a draw. The previous one, bethe Correia versus Marion Reneau, ended up being a majority draw, which was really interesting to note. Round 3, Ray Borg was the favorite as per Las Vegas odds. The referee Mario Yamasaki, they touch gloves. Taking the center is Formiga. Immediately going for a takedown is Ray Borg, but doesn't get it. Has got the hands clasped, but Formiga's wrestling defense is really good. Switching the positions against the cage is Formiga. The pressure by Ray Borg is legit, even though Formiga hasn't done much. Oh, gets the back and immediately to mount. That's some freaky wrestling. But Ray Borg trying to scramble up. Good scrambling. Ray Borg gets the back of Jussier Formiga. Wants to get a takedown. Doesn't work. Man, what scrambles. Wants to take the back. Doesn't work. Got the hands clasped behind his back, but cannot get the power to get the takedown. Still very young in his career is Ray Borg. Getting such a high-ranked opponent should make him grow a lot. Going for that single again. Aaron Steiger, good stuff. If you're live streaming too, hello. I'll come and check out your channel really soon. Once this one gets over. Formiga does get the takedown eventually. Ray Borg looks a little tired. Oh, gets the back so fast. Beautifully done. Gets the body lock. This is not good for Ray Borg. He was a little careless. He was trying to relax for a few seconds while he was trying to get up, and Formiga switched it up on him. Beautiful stuff. Into the back. Gets the body triangle. Obviously going for the RNC. Rear naked choke. But Ray Borg's defense is good. Can he finish the submission? A lot of time left. In round 3, Ray Borg's defense is good. He's not got his back completely. Now he has. The pressure on the ankle is what will be precarious for Jussier. Oh, he got the arm on the chin for a second. But man, good defense by Ray Borg. Punches from the back. Doesn't look good in the eyes of the judges John Anik and Brian Stan, your commentators for the official UFC channel. And you, in case you cannot watch that, you can obviously listen to me breaking down the fights as technically as you can on YouTube. In case you're here for the first time and do not know what the hell we do, hit that subscribe button. Come along for a ride of mixed martial arts greatness. Ray Borg trying to fix his legs onto the cage. The referee warns him. Formiga is actually not doing a lot of offense from the back, but it is still significant pressure. Ray Borg trying to turtle up. Oh, almost reverses. Yes, he does. Reverses the position and lands up in guard. Formiga on the defense now. A good punch by Ray. Another punch lands for Ray. Not good position for jussier. Oh, good short elbow by Borg. Another short elbow by Borg. Formiga trying to pressure. Not good. 2 minutes of back control by Formiga. And approximately 2 minutes of top control for Ray Borg from the guard. Oh, good punches from the top by Ray. Just here, Formiga looks a little dated today. They could give this decision to Ray Borg also, man. It's going to be a split one, I feel. It's going to be a split one. Almost 1 minute remaining in round 3. Thank you for joining into the stream. Aver Striger, somebody's bloodied up from these punches. Oh, ground and pound for Formiga going for an armbar doesn't work. Ray Borg's taking the back now. 39 seconds remaining. Can he finish it? Doesn't look like it. Not entirely taken the back. Formiga's nose looks like it's bloodied up a little bit. Mounts recovered to half guard. Formiga though doesn't look good at the eyes of the judges when you land up on the bottom for 2 minutes before the fight finishes. Ray Borg though trying to do much more. Oh, going for a... Oh no, he's not going for a darts, is he? No, he's just going for a... Oh no, that's not gonna land. The fight comes to an end. Really, really close fight, man. Really close fight. Yes, it is jussier Formiga who is busted up. Went for a guillotine at the end, did Ray Borg. But didn't work out, too late in the round. But hey, as you can see, pretty even Stevens in terms of overall control in the third round. But Ray Borg did land all the strikes in round 3. So that is what is really interesting to see. Thank you for joining in to all the listeners. Official decision coming up in a second. I will also be back with you in a minute. I gotta pee, man. Come on. I've been doing this for an hour and a half. It's high time. Do stay tuned, guys. The next 3 fights are gonna be awesome. I back. It's normal. I back. Ray Borg winning the decision. Whew, that was a close one, I guess, but he gets it just via the overall output. Evers Tiger, thank you for the comments. Ray Borg getting it done. Does he wants to fight the champ next? Good victory for Ray Borg here. Jussier Formiga, not his usual self. The favorite gets it done. As I said, it was a pick'em. Just like my trusted crystal ball, as you can see, this fluctuates everywhere. The overall pressure put in by he fully capitalized on round 3. It was a close fight. But man, finally we are all set for the 3 most important fights in Brazilian fighting recently. Edson Barbosa, Beneil Dariush, Shogun Rua versus Gian Villante, Vitor Belfort versus Kelvin Gastelum. Edson Barbosa, a guy with one of the most famous knockouts in UFC history, has got significant victories against Gilbert Melendez and Anthony Pettis. The Brazilian Commission has not, I repeat, has not adopted the unified rules of mixed martial arts. Beneil Dariush has defeated Jim Miller and one more guy, Michael Johnson. Yes, those are his notable victories. That is coming up next. Edson Barbosa versus Beneil Dariush. I'm expecting a stand-up war for all the 3 fights which are going to come after this, probably except Gian Villante and Shogun Rua, which might go to the ground. But apart from that, man, what action is expected. That is going to be insane for all the guys who are listening into the stream. Quickly, let me give an update on all the fights which have happened today. Before that, here we go. Vodafone Power. First fight to enter the cage. Beneil Dariush is about to enter the octagon. What happened today is obviously these fights. First one, Gareth McKellen versus Paulo Borancina, getting the knockout in round 1. Good beginning to the fight card in the prelims. Then we had Honey Jason going up against Jeremy Kennedy. I had picked Honey Jason for winning the fight, but he did get a knockdown, but could not finish the fight. Michael Prezers defeating, and probably surprise of the night for me, Joshua Berkman, without getting a knockdown. He just took him down, grounded and pounded, and finished the fight via submission. Then we had Ronnie Yaya going up against Joe Soto. Evenly matched night of fights today mostly, but Joe Soto getting the victory in terms of overall control and slightly more strikes. And we had Sergio Moraes going up against Davey Ramos. Davey Ramos getting a decision in a pretty boring fight, to say the least. Then we had the featured fight on UFC prelims for Fight Pass. Francisco Trinaldo versus Kevin Motown King Lee, and the Motown King getting the victory via beautiful submission in round 2. Then the main card open with Cowboy Alex Oliveira going up against the Dirty Bird, Tim Means. Tim Means looked really awful in this fight, and Alex Oliveira finishing the fight in round 2 via a beautifully done rear naked choke. Then we had Bethe Correia versus Marion Reneau, which went to a majority draw. The first 2 rounds was dominated by Bethe with the significant strikes, but later on Marion Reneau got a beautiful kick done late in round 3 and got a 10-8 round. As you can see, total strikes, significant advantage for Marion Reneau. They could have given it either way, but they ended up giving it as a draw as expected. Then we just had Jussier Formiga versus Ray Borg, number 3 versus number 8. Ray Borg getting the decision victory due to superior striking overall. Now we have Edson Barbosa, the guy with the legendary kicks, the best Muay Thai in the lightweight division in my opinion, going up against Beneil Dariush, a guy with some of the best hands in the lightweight division. So kicks versus hands, who's gonna win? Really interesting to say the least. In case you want to watch these fights live, these are the channels in which you can watch these fights live on. These are available on cable TV or internet service providers like XBMC and Kodi. That is the set of channels where you can watch these fights live in case you're here for watching them live. The knockout of Terry Etim is so devastating. Edson Barbosa, 18 victories, 4 losses. Beneil Dariush, 14 victories and 2 losses. Number 5 going up against number 9 Beneil Dariush. Edson Barbosa also in the trademark Brazilian trunks, yellow and black. This is probably the first fight night I'm seeing where there is a fighter from Brazil in every fight on the main card, which is really interesting. Beneil Dariush fights out of Iran, so he is tough as they come, a training partner of Gegard Mousasi previously. A lot of heart, good chin and great hands. That is what Beneil Dariush brings to the table, and he will go to the decision if he needs to. Does not go for the flashy style, keeps it low key always, does Beneil Dariush. Very calm and collected is Dariush looking today. He has defeated Michael Johnson, who is one of the top contenders in the lightweight division, the same division which is run pretty much roughshod by Conor McGregor by directly taking the title opportunity against Eddie Alvarez and then knocking him out in the second round. Back-to-back victories though for Beneil Dariush, 3 wins by knockout and 6 by submission. He is a jiu-jitsu black belt. So is Edson Barbosa. So that should be really interesting on the ground if it goes there. But I'm expecting a stand-up war. That is what is my expectation. Thank you to all the listeners who are listening in to the channel. One more time, this is Anime Live, your channel for all the play-by-play and fight analysis without screaming on top of the lungs, without having any alcohol in the system. Fighting out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, is number 5 ranked Edson Barbosa, who is entering the octagon to a great ovation by Fortaleza's UFC fans who are filling the Olympic Center in Fortaleza, Brazil. Once again, thank you to the listeners who have been with the channel for quite some time now. Almost 400 subscribers. Back-to-back victories again for Edson Barbosa, tied third for most knockouts in UFC lightweight history, 5. Only UFC fighter with a KO by head, body, and leg kicks. So you know them kicks are coming. He's got a knockout by kicks to the head, to the body, and to the leg. And he's got knockouts also with all of them. So that is some huge kicks coming your way when you're fighting Edson Barbosa. His nickname is Junior, and the nickname of his opponent, Beneil Dariush, is nothing. Actually, he doesn't go by nicknames. Dariush's jab is dangerous, so is his right and left hand combinations, which come from all angles and to the body. Ground game should be evenly matched in my opinion. Barbosa's 31, Dariush is 27. Barbosa is 5 feet 11 inches, 1 inch is taller, and has a 3-inch reach advantage. Doing the introduction is one of my favorite ring announcers, Joey Martinez. Not a lot of UFC fight fans who are actually tuning into this card in Fortaleza, Brazil, because it's an odd time. Sunday morning already here in my country. Plus 125 underdog is Beneil Dariush, who holds a record of 14 victories and 2 losses. 5 feet 10 inches tall for Beneil Dariush. Fights out of California, but born in Iran. Minus 155 favorite for Barbosa, plus 125 for Beneil. I think that's a fair odd in case you want to bet on these fights. Excellent Muay Thai. The fans are going nuts with their beer and drinks. The referee is Osiris Maya. Some of the best ring girls on all of MMA are doing the ring work for today. Let's see whether they touch gloves. They do. Taking the center as always is Edson, but immediate pressure by Beneil Dariush, going for a high kick. Good left hook by Edson. This fight I am not expecting to end in decision, but it may go so. Oh, good left over the top by Beneil. Good distance management. Oh, good combination by Edson. Dariush is already in trouble, but he recovers. Going for a Muay Thai plum. Doesn't work. Man, these guys are already in it. Good long range kick to the body by Beneil. Beneil's got some kicks too, is what he's saying. Good jab work always by Beneil. Good punch to the body by Edson. Edson throws everything with bad intentions. Edson Jr. Barbosa with some of the greatest knockouts in UFC history. Beneil trying to load up on the left hand. Barbosa, though, smart enough to move out of range. Takes the center now. Good punch to the body. Yellow trunks for Barbosa. Oh, good high kick, but partially blocked by Barbosa. Beneil is loading up on that left hand. Barbosa's chin is not as good as Beneil's. Oh, good high kick. Blocked, but that one landed hard. Good jab for Barbosa. Guys, if you're not watching this, I don't know what the hell you're doing as an MMA fan. This fight is gonna be bonkers. 3 minutes and 16 seconds. Good knee by Beneil. Beneil wants to go for that knee again. Muay Thai plum. Throwing a lot of weight on that left hand is Beneil Dariush. Southpaw stance. Orthodox for Edson for some reason. He can switch stances though, Edson Barbosa. Beneil is trying to put some pressure against the cage, but Barbosa is smart enough to move out of range. Good inside leg kick by Beneil. Oh, again, one more inside leg kick by Beneil lands. A good uppercut. Barbosa is not throwing as much as he should be, but maybe that's his game plan. Good countering by both men. Beneil's going for these loopy punches. He might get tired over a period of time. Good punch to the body by Barbosa. Well, good punches by both men. They clinch up against the cage. Good inside leg kick again by Beneil. Pretty even round till now. 2 minutes remaining on the clock. Good jab by Edson. Answered by Beneil Dariush. The last 3 fights will make up. Oh, hard kick to the body by Dariush. That one landed hard. Good stuff. In case you want to watch the fights, guys, I've already put that up on the comment section. Those are channels on XBMC, Cody, and Cable. Good head movement by both fighters. Good kick to the body by Barbosa. Answered by Dariush. Barbosa is not going for those kicks as much as he wants to. In general, he throws a lot of kicks. Oh, good left. Connects for beneil. Doesn't connect flush though. Barbosa's not pulling the trigger today for some reason. Maybe he wants to go for the flashy knockout. Good kick to the body again by beneil. Swiss kick to the head, blocked by Barbosa. Oh, good kick to the leg by Barbosa. If he lands with bad intentions. That's what he does. Oh, good left hook, looping left hook. Connects partially for beneil. Yellow trunks for all the Brazilian fighters today, fighting in Fortaleza, Brazil. Goes for a front kick, aka Anderson. Doesn't connect. Edson Barbosa trying to feel the process out. Does not want to go all in this round. Good kick to the body by Edson. Pretty even round here. Pretty close round. 10 seconds remaining. Good kick to the body. Good 1-2 by Edson. Good spinning back fist. Connects for beneil, but not as sharp. They touch gloves at the end of the round to show respect. Edson looks a little flustered at the end of that round. Good game plan by both coaches. Rafael Cordeiro, the coach for beneil Dariush. Cordeiro very animated always. Always giving the right advice. Great striking coach. As always trains RDA, Fabricio Verdum, some of the best fighters on the planet. "30-second break in between the rounds. So let's see what changes they bring to the octagon. Edson Barbosa has got a mole under the eye due to one of the punches thrown by beneil Dariush. Will he throw more? He did not throw as much as he expected in round 1. So let's see what Barbosa does. Could this go to a decision? Looks like it today. Good combination by Barbosa. Good punch to the body by Barbosa again. They're feeling it today. Good kick to the body. Good movement by both men. Both of them are landing. Good head movement by Barbosa. He landed the cleanest shots in that exchange. Kick to the body is devastating for Barbosa. Going high, beneil Dariush does not connect. Good front teep kick. Superman punch does not connect for beneil. 4 minutes and 8 seconds left in the fight. Good knee on the break by beneil. Going for a spinning back fist does not connect. Barbosa going for a high kick does not connect either. Maybe it's because of the stance of Barbosa today. That is why he's feeling a little off. I feel he generally goes for a southpaw stance. Good level change by beneil. But beautiful takedown defense by Barbosa. Does not want to go to the ground today. No sun. I guess Rafael Cordeiro has planned for some tactic where Barbosa keeps going to his left. That's why he loads on the left hand. Beneil connects with one just now. One to the body by beneil. 1-2 by both men. Grazes partially. Barbosa, I feel. Oh, good inside leg kick by Dariush. Answered by Barbosa with a beautiful support from the crowd. Inside leg kick again catches Barbosa. It's a very even fight, guys. Could go either way. Head movement is on point for Barbosa, but he's not pulling the trigger. That's the only problem. A good inside leg kick. Good movement by both men. Connection goes for a Muay Thai plum. Barbosa almost got caught by a left kick. Such an entertaining and technical fight going on today. Good inside leg kick again by Barbosa. They will pile up. Good connections by Dariush. What happened? Kick to the groin. Was it a kick to the groin? Looks like it. Or maybe he was going for a leg kick and did touch the groin. Oh my goodness. Kick to the body. They declared it unintentional, but he punched to the body. So he punched to the groin. A good high kick and jab combination by Dariush. Oh, good kick connects for Dariush. Got the attention of Barbosa. Dariush feeling it 1 minute 40 seconds. Dariush is pushing the pressure and the overall octagon control. So if this is going to be really close like this, you got to give this to Dariush though. Oh, good knee. Beautiful stuff. It is all over, ladies and gentlemen. Edson Barbosa with one more highlight reel knockout. Dariush went for a low single. Edson Barbosa switched and gave a knee to the head, just like Yoel Romero did to Chris Weidman, but this one landed cleaner and he is knocked out cold. Beneil Dariush is out and he just woke up. That was he's still out, guys. Hopefully he's not killed him. Are you alive, son? Yes, he is. Looks like it. That was a devastating knockout by Edson Barbosa. What a knee. What a knee. Dariush with a jab and beautiful placement. He was out. He was out cold. Wow. That is one of the best defensive, offensive knee I've ever seen. Dariush with a jab. Wow. That was over. With a jab, wanted to go for it. And as he turned, Barbosa was on his back knee and then just nailed him with a beautiful power knee. Flying knee almost. And knocked him out cold. Edson Barbosa, as always he says, I don't do anything. It's the savior. Beautiful stuff by Edson Barbosa. Clean knockout. They're still working on Beneil Dariush, man. Still working. Wow. One more highlight reel knockout for Edson Barbosa. In case it's your first time, once again, this is MMA Live, your channel where we break down fights as technically as possible without shouting on top of our lungs. And as you just saw, what a beautiful knockout by Edson Barbosa. In case you want to listen to alternate commentary apart from the ones which are coming on the channels, you have to log in here every fucking week as we do it whenever UFC puts up any pay-per-view or fight night event. What a knockout, guys. What a knockout by Edson Barbosa. Wow. Okay, guys. Okay. Let's give you a quick update of the main card, shall we? The first one was Alex Oliveira versus Tim Means, the Dirty Bird. Got submitted in round 2 by Cowboy Oliveira with a beautiful rear naked choke. Then we have Correia getting to a majority draw. Then we had jussier Formiga getting defeated by Borg, the only defeat for a Brazilian fighter in the main card till now. And in round 2, beneil Dariush got knocked the fuck out by Edson Barbosa with a beautiful step-in counter knee to a takedown. The way he does it is amazing. Brian Stan, the greatest living American, doing the commentary along with John Anik. Most knockouts in UFC lightweight history: Melvin Gillard 7, Edson Barbosa 6, tied along with BJ Penn. Moves to number 2 in UFC lightweight history. Cannot imagine Melvin Gillard used to be fighting in UFC, man. That guy knocks people out cold. Add lightweight too, such a beast. Improves to 19 victories, out of which 11 are by knockout. Edson Barbosa is on the way up. He should be fighting one of the top 3 at least, in my opinion, for sure, man. Maybe Tony Ferguson, but he has already fought him and got defeated by him. Maybe Khabib, that could work, but Khabib is going to maul him with his wrestling. Before even the referee came, Edson Barbosa had pretty much he had already left. Barbosa was not pulling the trigger today, but he did finally, and when he did, it mattered the most. Crowds are going berserk for Edson Barbosa. He says he is ready for the belt. He could be a real problem for Conor McGregor though. But man, he is a little too stiff for Conor. Conor moves so sweetly. He does. So it's going to be really interesting to see whether they set Edson Barbosa up. But obviously Tony Ferguson is next in line for that title shot. And probably a rematch with Khabib. I really wanted to see that fight, but they messed it up in UFC 209 due to the weight cutting issues of Khabib Nurmagomedov, who was overweight by 6 pounds apparently and did not take the help of UFC's official doctors. But in the meanwhile, till Conor McGregor returns, we gotta make do with some other pay-per-views, and some of them are really shaping out to be good ones. UFC 210, DC versus Rumble. Daniel weathered the storm in that first fight, man. He grounded and pounded Rumble so much and finished him via rear naked choke. Man, if only John Jones got his shit together in his life, this division would be so much more entertaining. Such a lot of good fights waiting. Not to say that DC versus Rumble is anything bad, but DC and Rumble have been at the top for so long. Rumble has been knocking out everybody else. The way he knocked out Glover Teixeira, man, that was just devastating, man. The wrestling of DC, as legit as they come, even in the heavyweight division, the way he used to maul guys, it's just devastating. But the power of Rumble cannot be underestimated. He can knock you out at any moment, and I think DC is getting a little old. So I'm going to go with Rumble Johnsons for that one. Also on the card is Chris Weidman versus Gegard Mousasi, Thiago Alves versus Patrick Cote in the welterweight division, and Will Brooks versus Charles do Bronx Oliveira. Very short pay-per-view. UFC 210, April 8th, Saturday. Tickets are still available to the fight fans. Thank you to all the guys who are listening into the stream one more time. Appreciate all the love and support to the channel. Make us reach 400 subscribers, and we will increase the duration of the MMA Vegan Experience podcast, which happens on Thursdays once a month. I'm going to increase it to twice a month if the subscribers hit 400. We are almost at 390 subscribers. Next up is the co-main event of the evening, Shogun Hua versus Gian Villante. Gian Villante 15 wins, 7 losses. Third highest striking rate amongst current UFC light heavyweight fighters. Shogun, though, is still not that old, I feel. He can still make a run at the top 5 for sure. But can he pull it off against Gian Villante, who's a wrestling heavy fighter? It's really a question of whether he can pull the trigger or not. That is what matters the most. So if he can do it, nothing like it. Co-main event and main event coming up from UFC Fight Night Brazil, Fortaleza. 106th Fight Night for the UFC. Has been a great night of fights, guys. Has been a great night of fights till now. Let me know who you got in the co-main and main event. I'm going to go with Brazilians for this one because they have been winning pretty much all the fights which have been happening today. Let's quickly go to the comment section. My picks are going to be Shogun and Kelvin Gastelum. Let me know what you guys feel in the comment section. Before they run the co-main event of the evening, it's been a pretty long fight card, I have to say. But man, is UFC missing Conor McGregor so much in the last couple of months. Not a lot of good pay-per-views. UFC 208 was a dud. UFC 209 was another dud. UFC 207 was good, reasonably. 208 did really well for the channel. But apart from that, not a lot of good stuff happening from UFC 208 and 209. The main events of both the cards got blasted for the lack of action. Number one, but UFC 208 was controversial in his own way because Jermaine Durandame got 2 punches very blatantly illegal after the bell had rung. One of them almost finished Holly Holm in that fight. Holly Holm did went for an appeal, but they did not listen to her. They overruled the appeal, and Jermaine Durandame becomes the featherweight champion of the world. Rumble Johnson, though, is fighting in the light heavyweight division for such a long time. DC did not take kindly to the poster featuring Rumble Johnson overshadowing DC, so he has made request for correction on the pay-per-view posters, and they have done the same. All set for the co-main event and the return of Shogun, the guy who once was so devastating that his hands used to land and they used to finish people immediately. The way he knocked out Rampage Jackson, the way he demolished what was his name? The way he demolished Overeem. He was the Strikeforce champion, one of the greatest ever. K1 champions too. Man, the way he used to finish people back in the day, nothing like it. The way he knocked out Chuck Liddell, that left hand, man, it's a piston left hand. The way he knocked out Forrest Griffin, the way he knocked out Nogueira, the way he knocked down Rampage and Rashad Evans. He has got some notable victories. Gian Villante defeated Corey Anderson last time. Corey Anderson is fighting next week. Gian Villante has got a good hand, man, I'm telling you. He's pretty good. And he's a pretty big, light heavyweight for sure. Shogun has to be careful with the hands of Gian, otherwise he will be knocked out similar to the way OSP knocked him out some months back. But hey, it's Shogun, and you can always expect a finish. If Shogun lands, it's going to be a pretty tough night too. But I feel Gian Villante's chin will hold up better. So it's going to be a pretty close fight. But I'm still going to be going with Shogun due to the experience he has. Gian Villante, though, 15 wins and 7 losses. Shogun, 24 wins and 10 losses. Shogun has to be careful early in the rounds. That's all he needs to do. He fights out of New York. Does Gian Villante as he enters into the octagon. There's some problem with UFC's official website. Mr. Payback, if you really wanted to watch actual UFC fights, you would probably go to the channels which I put on the comment sections. I'm going to repeat it once again. This is not a channel where you can actually watch the fights. If you can watch it anywhere else on YouTube, you're free to go there. Because I have already got pulled in once for playing the fights in reality. So that did not work out well for me. Gian Villante's second highest takedown defense among active UFC light heavyweights, 88%. 10 wins by knockout. Last fight he defeated S. Safrao by KO on 9th December. Gian Villante very closely works with the All-American Chris Weidman. Let me quickly get to check what's happening with UFC's official website. It seems to be a problem. Not anymore. Yes, there seems to be a problem for sure. So in case you want to watch the fights for free on cable, XBMC and Cody, I have just given you the links. Sorry, the name of the channels for the same. You can go ahead and watch them. We will not be playing any actual fights because that is number one, prohibited by YouTube, and number two, I've already faced trouble with my channel for doing the same. From Curitiba, Brazil, Mauricio Shogun Hua getting a great ovation from the audience as he enters the octagon in the trademark Brazilian colors, yellow and black trims for Shogun, just like every other Brazilian fighter today who has entered the octagon, and most of them have won their respective fights, which is really interesting to see. So that is my reply to the people who have been commenting. Thank you to all the people who have joining into the stream. This is MMA Live, your channel where we break down fights as technically as possible without shouting on top of our lungs and without using the help of alcohol and friends around us. Only legitimate play-by-play and fight analysis as they happen. Fortaleza, Brazil is the host for the event. This is a beautiful Sunday morning and we are all set for the co-main event of the evening. Former UFC light heavyweight champion, fourth most finishes in UFC, WEC, Strikeforce and Pride history, 16. Fifth most fight time in UFC light heavyweight history also for Mauricio Shogun Hua as he prepares to enter the octagon one more time. He's not that old as other people expect him to be. Looks like the UFC website is facing some issues. The tail of the tape, 35 for Shogun, 31 for Gian Villante. Shogun is 6'1", Villante is 6'3". The reach is identical and the weight is also identical. Let us see what happens in the first round, because that's going to be really, really interesting. Shogun Hua all set to start the fight. 206 pounds for Gian Villante, who is the plus 130 underdog as per Las Vegas odds, which is a fair assessment of what is happening currently. (24 wins and 10 losses, minus 160 favorite for the Shogun Mauricio Hua, 6'1", fights out of Curitiba, Brazil, trains out of Rafael Cordeiro's camp. One of whose fighters just got knocked the fuck out, Beneil Dariush. Knocked out beautifully by Edson Barbosa in the previous fight. The crowd is going nuts. We are all set. The referee is Mario Yamasaki, who shows the love symbol every time he's on camera. And some of the most beautiful ring girls on the planet are doing the ring work today. Gian Villante kisses his gloves. Shogun Hua doing his pants for a moment. They are all set. Here we go. Taking the center. They touch gloves. Very respectful. Gian Villante's right hand is dangerous. Shogun is actually fighting out of a orthodox stance today. Oh, connection by Shogun. Gotta be careful though. Gotta be careful of Gian's return potential. Shogun is really careful. Good overhand right by Shogun, does not connect fully. Good beginning by Shogun Hua. Gian Villante is a little off the mark at the center. A good left by Gian. Gets Shogun back. Gian pushing the pressure. Oh, good punches by Shogun. Drops Villante for a second. Villante has to be careful of the power Shogun possesses. Good punches to the body by Shogun. Good outside leg kick. Shogun has to be careful with his guard. That right hand can catch you at any time. Gian Villante's right hand is devastating. Good outside leg kick by Gian Villante, trying to maintain his distance. Short hooks of Shogun can also cause trouble to you. Good punch to the body by Shogun. Gian Villante really careful before entering the range of connection in this fight. Taking the center. Oh, good punches by Gian. Shogun is a little hurt. A good knee. Gian Villante feels it. Shogun's in trouble. He cannot stay in this range. Can Shogun? Shogun recovering smartly. Was in a little bit of trouble. These are light heavyweights, guys. So you gotta be careful. One, two by Shogun, grazes the hands. Good one over the top by Shogun. Shogun's looking reasonably good though, even for his age. Maybe going for a Muay Thai plum, but does not connect. Good one over the top again. Gian Villante has to get his guard in position. People are going Shogun, Shogun. These heavy hands of these two gentlemen can knock anybody out. Over the top again, but blocked by Gian. Good one over the top again by Shogun. One more. Gian Villante is still standing. Good one to the body by Shogun. Good stuff, guys. The UFC's Fight metrics does not seem to be working. Let's look at the dashboard at least. Doesn't seem to be working either. Good outside leg kick by Shogun. Good one over the top. Answered with an uppercut by Gian Villante. The website seems to be having some issues. Apologies for the same to all the listeners. But man, I'm paying too much attention to the co-main, guys. So not really able to do something. Over the top is the punch. Shogun is going back to back again. Gian Villante is aware of it. Closes the distance, tries to land his punch. Good punch to the body by Shogun. Oh, good one good one over the top. Connects for Shogun. Shogun is on point today. Dropping. Oh, good one again for Gian Villante. Gian has to be careful with his guard. He is coming over the top over and over again. Gotta be careful. Shogun feeling it. Dropping Gian multiple times in the fight. Shogun cannot let Gian out of the hook yet. But he is doing much better than he expected against such a tall and heavy fighter. Grazes with an overhand. Crazy one. 1-2 doesn't connect again. Shogun going for that combination over and over again. Shogun's hands are pretty heavy. Oh, good combo by Gian. Doesn't connect fully. Good head movement by Shogun. Good jabs exchanged by both gentlemen. Gian going for an uppercut, doesn't connect. 40 seconds remaining. 1-2 doesn't connect. Good punch to the body by Shogun. 35 seconds. Good fight, guys. Good round. I'm probably going to give it to Shogun in this round for the multiple knockdowns he achieved on Gian Villante. Even though Villante did get Shogun in a little bit of trouble. Good jab by Shogun. Good range management. He is aware of the danger possessed. Good one over the top again by Shogun. Gian can take a punch, let me tell you that. 10 seconds remaining. Good left hook by Shogun again. Combinations. Round is almost to an end. And they finish. Gian Villante was in a lot of trouble in that round, but he somehow survived. That Edson fights. Carmelo Rodriguez. I agree, man. Thank you for joining into the stream. One of the frequent listeners, Carmelo Rodriguez. The knockout of Edson Barbosa against beneil Dariush. The way he stepped in with that knee, man, you could see he was a Muay Thai specialist. He knocked beneil Dariush out cold. Let's look at the highlights. Shogun multiple times. Good combo by Gian early in the fight. Got Shogun in some trouble. The one over the top. Gian Villante wanted to go for a takedown immediately. Couldn't secure anything. Shogun's gas tank could be a little suspect because of the age and the number of rounds he has put in over the years. But he feels good. He feels in good shape. Gian Villante seemed to have recovered from the knockdowns a little bit. But man, he cannot take all of these punches over and over again, even though he has a good chin. Round 2, they take the center. Shogun with a jab to open. Good inside leg kick by Shogun. Small one. Both fighters looking fresh and tentative. Good connection by both men. Man, this is going to be a slobber knocker of a fight, let me tell you that. Good jab by Shogun again. Gian is a little loose on the jab. The jab of Shogun. Oh, combination by both. It's gonna. Oh, good punch to the body by Shogun. Always going for some level changes and some punches with variations. Shogun giving some good looks to Gian, who has that right hand cocked. Jabs exchanged by. Oh, good one over the top by Shogun. Good high kick. Does not connect. Grazes. Good jab exchange once again by Gian Villante. Oh, combination. Both gentlemen. Shogun's jab looks much more crisper today. Gian Villante is reaching out for it, even though he has the reach advantage, which he shouldn't be doing. Shogun misplaced a punch now. Almost got opened up, but does not pull the trigger, does Gian Villante. Good leg kick checked by Gian. The UFC's website seems to be a little wonky. Good jab by Shogun again. Good one over the top, but left hook connects for Villante. Good punch to the body. Combination for Gian, but none of them lands. Shogun's guard was up. Shogun is showing a lot of improvement. Oh, good connection by Villante on the right hand. Got to be careful always. Shogun searching for the moment to unleash. If you don't catch Shogun on the first round, it's going to be problems for you. Good connection for both men. Villante is working on that uppercut. Oh, good over the top by Villante. Shogun is landing that punch over and over again. That 1-2 over the top is connecting again and again. Good jab by Villante. Throwing Shogun back a little. Oh, Villante with one over the top. 1-2 by Hua. Good punch to the body by Hua. I guess it's going more in favor of Hua this fight, actually, if I look back at the first round. Both people are exchanging jabs. This one a much closer round than the first one. A good one over the top connects for Villante. Villante's chin is legit. I'm telling you that. Shogun is no small puncher. Good connections for both men, but does not connect cleanly. Two minutes remaining in round two. Oh, level change. Oh, beautiful takedown, but Shogun recovers immediately. Good level change for a single leg by Villante, but Shogun had none of it. Got right back up. Good punch to the body. The next fight is the main event, Belfort versus Gastelum. Stay tuned to the channel. Oh, good one over the top again. How is Villante taking it? Oh my goodness, Shogun connects. Shogun connects with one of those punches. Shogun going for ground and pound. Villante somehow gets back up. Villante's chin is taking a beating. Can Shogun go for a kick? The crowd is going, Shogun, Shogun, Shogun. They're on their feet as it's happening. Shogun feeling more confident as the round progresses. 1 minute 10 seconds. I don't think Villante can take much more punishment. He is feeling the heat with the punches landed by Shogun. A good uppercut by Villante grazes the neck and nose region of Shogun. Shogun always feels good as the rounds progress, but he has to be careful in the later rounds because the fights with Dan Henderson proved that he can get cracked later in the round. Good one over the top again for Shogun. That punch is landing multiple times. Apologies for the UFC website not working. Shogun maintaining range 25 seconds. Can Villante recover from this onslaught which is being thrown at him by Shogun Hua? I did not expect a decision in this fight, but looks like it's going towards it. Good inside leg kick. Oh, good connection by Shogun. Cracked Villante on the head. Somehow Villante is still standing and taking it. Round two comes to an end. At this moment, Villante is blocking the punches with his face and not with his hands. Rafael Cordero is the striking coach. The nose of Shogun is bleeding for some reason. Gian Villante, though, the UFC's website is so fucked up I can't even tell you guys. For some reason it's not working today, I'm telling you. Round 3, ladies and gentlemen. Round fucking 3. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, Carmelo, you are so right. That fight with Wanderlei, the way he blitzed him, man. Some 100 punches, I guess. not 100 probably, 50 punches in probably 15 seconds. Boom, 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 boom. That's Belfort style. I too won that Belfort back, but it's 20 years, if you actually counted, almost 20 years since the day he knocked out Wanderlei. That Vitor Belfort, I would actually prefer TRT Vitor, the guy who knocked out Luke Rockhold with a spinning back kick, the guy who knocked out Michael Bisping, the guy who knocked out Dan Henderson with a kick. Man, I want that Vitor compared to that crazy ass motherfucker who fought Wanderlei Silva. Good one over the top by Shogun as round 3, first minute almost coming to an end. Good lefts by both men. Gian Villante asked to throw more. Oh, good right hand. Oh, good combinations by Shogun. Oh my gosh, Gian Villante. Oh, good high kick by Shogun. Good straight right. Good 1-2 combination. The referee's close to stopping this fight, and it is all over. Shogun Mauricio Hua gets the knockout via TKO. The barrage landed by Shogun was beautiful. Even the guy who's working the cuts is saying, man, it was so awesome. Shogun is like, I know, man. I know. The old Shogun is back. They are on their feet as we speak, man. It is almost goosebumpy as Shogun hops on top of the cage. Looks like the old Shogun finally, man. I'm telling you. The barrage. Gian Villante went for a punch. Beautiful stuff by Shogun, and then he just poured it on. The way the punches landed, Gian was out on his feet, went for a high kick, does not connect. Straight right once more, uppercut, left, and he drops, and the referee steps in to stop the fight. The way he moved out of the way and boom, similar to Conor McGregor, man, I'm telling you. Head movement on point for Shogun. Went for a high kick. And then just poured it on. Almost similar to Rumble pouring it on Nogueira. They are singing Ole Ole Ole, something similar to that in Brazil. Wow. What a finish. And this wonky UFC website is not working for some reason. I'm done with this shit. Come on, son. Let's retry this, shall we? Just give me a second, guys. Give me a second. It's normal. As Anderson Silva would say, I fought in the heart. I'm gonna fart in the heart. Okay, fight from the heart. That's what Anderson says. It's normal, guys. It's normal for Shogun. It's in Brazil, and all Brazilian fighters except Jussier Formiga, who also fought a pretty good fight, ended up winning today. What a night of fights. Co-main also done. Let me quickly go to the live stream. Thank you all for the listeners who are watching in such a great night of fights with a lot of finishes. In the main card, Belfort versus Gastelum still up for discussion. Let us see whether this wonky UFC website is working finally. But man, oh man, has it been such a good night of fights today. Shogun Hua defeating Gian Villante via TKO late in round 3. What a finish. And that UFC website is still wonky enough to give me troubles. Apologies once again, man, but what a night of fights. Let me quickly take you through what happened in the main card. The first fight was Alex Cowboy Oliveira versus Tim, the Dirty Bird Means. Alex Oliveira finishing the fight via a beautiful rear naked choke, working on the takedown all throughout the fight. Then we had Bethe Correia versus Marion Reneau. Marion Reneau with a beautiful third and final round where she dominated Bethe Correia, but Bethe had got the better of her in the first round, so it ended up with a majority draw. Then we had the third fight, Jussier Formiga versus Borg. Borg getting the sharp, closely fought decision against Jussier Formiga. And then we had Edson Barbosa versus Beneil Dariush. Beneil Dariush was popping that jab and landing that body kicks overall, but then Beneil made the mistake of dropping in for a single, did not jump into it. Barbosa changed knees and then went for it with a flying knee knockout, knocking Beneil Dariush out cold. Then we had Shogun Hua Mauricio fighting against none other than Gian Villante. Shogun Hua landing the overhand right over and over again throughout the fight, but then he landed with a beautiful slip and counter right, and then went on Barrage Street where he finished Gian Villante through TKO. Man, he is emotional. So is the crowd. Everybody wrote Shogun off, but then he came back to defeat a number 12 ranked opponent. Pretty tough one, let me tell you that. Gian Villante is no joke. Trains with Chris Weidman. Really tough customer. Shogun with a good victory to make us all set for the main event of the evening, which is going to be Vitor Belfort versus Kelvin Gastelum. All right. I probably went for a draw too, Carmelo. I have to tell you that. I actually predicted a draw when the third round ended because, see, the maximum they could have given Reneau is a 10-8, which they did. One of the judges gave it 29-27 in favor of Reneau. Maybe they gave it 10-7. But it wasn't as dominating as I felt in the later part of the round. She was very close to stopping the fight. They didn't stop the fight. And then Bethe actually recovered a little bit, if you see at the end. So if that's a 10-8, I kind of gave it 10-9 to Bethe in round 1 and 2, pretty much. Because if you remember in round 1, Bethe got the takedown late to seal the deal in both rounds 1 and 2. So that is why I feel the draw is pretty well deserved for both ladies. So Bethe Correia was acting crazy after the fight, if you remember. She was twerking and all. Brazil, meanwhile, is going nuts in Fortaleza. Man, they love Shogun down in Brazil, let me tell you that. They love their Shogun there. As Fortaleza gets to see one more Shogun Hua victory as it happened. What a fight. Gian Villante took a lot of punishment, gave some back in rounds 1 and 2, but just couldn't take any more and handle the power of Mauricio Shogun Hua. For all the listeners who are tuning in for the very first time, this is MMA Live, your channel where we break down fights as technically as possible without any friends around and without any alcohol. No screaming, just technical fight breakdown as it happens every fucking week. Next week we have Jimmy Manuwa versus Corey Anderson. The week after that we have UFC 210, which is going to be a great card with DC and Anthony Rumble Johnson fighting once again for UFC light heavyweight title, the rematch. I feel Rumble is going to do enough in UFC 210. Kelvin Gastelum, though, the way he defeated Tim Kennedy made him retire from the sport. Kelvin Gastelum, man, what a comeback he had in that fight. The Ultimate Fighter winner. He is only 25, remember. He had a hard time cutting weight to 170, and I feel he is so much better at the 185-pound limit. So Kelvin Gastelum should stick around. Can he end one more career? That's the question which everybody is asking. Can he end Vitor's career? But that's a long shot, man. Vitor is as fearless as they come. Doesn't mind getting beat down. The way he beat Luke Rockhold, the way he defeated Michael Bisping, the way he defeated Dan Henderson. Man, that TRT Vitor was dangerous, let me tell you that. Do we get the same vitor? The combinations which Kelvin Gastelum lands, man, they are so smooth. Very light on the feet, always bouncing around. Great stand-up guy. He might go for a wrestling heavy game against Vitor, be the smart guy, but I'm expecting Kelvin to take Vitor out and probably end Vitor's career, because if he loses to a 25-year-old guy who's up and coming actually in the 185-pound division, it's only his third fight, and Kelvin asked for it, you could pretty much say it's over for Vitor. He has been on a losing streak off late. He's been defeated by multiple people. Chris Weidman defeated him in the title fight after he went on that blitz. Who else defeated? Gegard Mousasi defeated him. Jacare Souza defeated him. A lot of people have defeated Vitor off late. So let's see what happens. But the crowd is obviously going to go nuts. If it goes to decision, it will be Vitor. But I really feel that Kelvin Gastelum will be able to pull off the victory against Vitor Belfort. He comes running to the prep point, which is happening San Jose, California's own Kelvin Gastelum, number 10 ranked in the middleweight division. Still, the wonky UFC website is not doing shit as usual. So let us move on to something else. Let us go to let's go for this. Undefeated as a middleweight, 6 wins by knockout, 4 by submission. Tough 17 middleweight winner is Kelvin Gastelum. This is the fight which is happening. Look at the picks here in the UFC pick'em. Belfort is the underdog clearly with the dad bod, and then Kelvin Gastelum. My pick was also Kelvin Gastelum by KO, probably second or first round. That is my pick for what is going to happen. Since the UFC website is a little wonky, I'm going to go ahead with my predictions, guys. Do let me know in the comments section. I'm going to go with Kelvin Gastelum. Most of my picks have been on point today. Except which one? No, I've pretty much got everything correct today. So a lot of good potential for money making for me. Joey Martinez. Kelvin Gastelum is talking to Joey Martinez, who's the announcer, to tell him something specifically. Maybe they are asking him to use the word legend killer. That's probably what Kelvin is asking him to do to introduce. But man, if you look at Fortaleza's arena now, Olympic Center, it looks beautiful. The crowd is holding up their mobile phones. And the night just went red as Vitor, the Phenom Belfort, is about to enter the octagon. What a legend. 20-year career for the Phenom. Is he wearing pants? I don't think so. Looks very short. He's going back to his traditional short shorts, which he used to wear against his fights against Wanderlei. Those shorts, he's wearing those really short ones as he enters in the traditional Brazilian yellow and black trim. Belfort, though, very dangerous in the first round. Really dangerous in the first round. In case you guys want to watch these fights live with me, these are the channels on which you can watch them live. Let me put that up for all of you guys to join me in watching the main event. UFC's Phenom Vitor Belfort going up against Kelvin Gastelum. You have tough 17 winner. Beautiful entry and production values as usual for the Rio de Janeiro, Brazil's native, the Phenom. 24 wins and I think around 13 losses, approximately 25 wins and 13 losses. Has been facing top tier competition for 20 years. What a storied career for this guy. Can he end it on a high? I bet that if he wins today, he might go for retirement against Kelvin Gastelum. But if Kelvin Gastelum gets it done, might be difficult for Vitor to get convinced to retirement because he is the phenom. He does not give a shit to no one. He looks in good shape actually this time. Former UFC light heavyweight champion, 18 first round finishes, guys. 18 out of his 25. 21 of his 25 wins are finishes, and 18 of them are via knockout. That is how dangerous Vitor Belfort is in round one. In case this is your first time, once again, and for the last time today, this is MMA Live, your channel where we break down fights as technically as possible without screaming on top of our lungs like Tarzan. And in case this is your first time, do hit the subscribe button to support the channel and listen to alternate commentary, which is probably much more interesting than the UFC's, because off late we have not got some good commentators here. Let's go for the tail of the tape. Gastelum is 14 years younger. 25 years old, Gastelum, 5 feet 9 inches. Vitor is 6 feet tall, 39 years old. Vitor has a 2.5 inch reach advantage. Number 9, Vitor. Number 10, Kelvin Gastelum. Definitely needs to retire if he wins. Carmelo Rodriguez, I'm in on you. I don't mind Vitor winning here. I seriously don't. Vitor is a legend. But man, he's been through some rough roads off late. So let's see whether he can pull this off and probably go for retirement. Can Kelvin Gastelum end the career of Vitor? Let's see. The referees are Fabio Alves, Guilherme Bravo, and Tony Weeks. So that's going to be majorly Brazilian judges. The referee is Big Gian McCarthy. As we get for the official introductions done by Joey Martinez, one of my favorite ring announcements. We are live for the main event, and some of the most beautiful ring girls on planet Earth are doing the ring work for this one. Kelvin Gastelum, number 10 ranked, minus 360. Favorite is Kelvin Gastelum, who has a record of 14 wins, 2 losses, only 5 feet 9 inches. So very, very under height for the middleweight division. But does have great boxing, smooth movement, good head movement, good wrestling, but pretty average jiu-jitsu. For the Phenom though, no introductions needed. 25 wins and 13 losses, plus 270 underdog is the Phenom. 186 pounds, 6 feet tall, 74 inch reach. Solid all-round fighter, good defensive wrestling, awesome stand-up, and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt is Vitor. The crowd is going bananas in Brazil's Fortaleza. They take the center. Remember, Kelvin called out Vitor. Will they touch gloves? I am not sure. They do. The Phenom did that a little hesitantly. The crowd is absolutely blowing the roofs off the stadium as we begin round one. Really interesting to see who takes the center and puts the pressure. I'm expecting Vitor to do the same. And if he does, I'm expecting Kelvin to get his wrestling going. Both of them take the center. Kelvin's boxing is outstanding, as so is his movement. Belfort has to just pull the trigger. That's all he needs to do. If he can pull the trigger in round one, he cannot go for a decision. This is a 5-round fight. I'm not expecting a decision at all. Both are southpaw. Belfort in the usual trunks. Good kick to the body by Belfort. Blue trunks for Kelvin. Good movement by Vitor on the outside. A good spinning back kick connects to the body. He wanted to go for that Luke Rockhold finish, which he It's patented it. That 1-2. So fast. Even at 39. Very fast. Is Vitor Belfort. Man, he is winging it as we speak. Good head movement by Kelvin Gastelum. Vitor looking much more crisp actually in this fight compared to his previous one. So does he look in every other fight in the first round. The problem is when you go to the second and third is where Vitor has most of his problems. Good 1-2 attempt by Kelvin. Good head movement. Good left by Vitor. Kelvin just takes it. Interesting. Good kick to the body by Vitor. Exchanged by Kelvin. Vitor so much bigger than Kelvin, man. So much bigger than Kelvin Gastelum. Similar to the previous fight with Tim Kennedy, so much size advantage for all the other fighters in the middleweight division. Kelvin, though, has the advantage with his movement. A good jumping knee attempt doesn't connect. 1-2 for Kelvin. Oh, good connection for Kelvin. Could have created some problems for Vitor. Good jab. Jabs always work for Kelvin all the time. Blue trunks. Bouncy movement. The combinations is what matters. Belfort, though, safe for now. His nose is a little busted up. Kelvin's movement is always deceptive. Good jab. Vitor has to pull the trigger. That's all he needs to do. Oh, spinning back kick by Vitor connects, but Kelvin takes it. 1-2. Oh, beautiful combination by Kelvin Gastelum. Straight through the chin of Belfort. Kelvin pouring it on. Belfort survival mode. Straight left on the jaw. Belfort somehow surviving. My goodness, what a barrage. Knocked him down straight. John was very close to finishing the fight. But Kelvin lands up on top. Beautiful sub. 2 minutes remaining. It's not looking good for Vitor, man. I'm telling you. Kelvin's got some power in those hands too. Vitor trying to get up. Ground is not the place where he wants. Belfort's up. That is amazing. And reasonably fresh too. That 1-2 that Kelvin lands. A combination by Vitor. They're on their feet, guys. They are on their feet. Good jab by Vitor again. Good head movement. Kelvin, though, looks like has got the much better chin. Vitor is busted up. Good left by Vitor. Vitor can go on barrages too. Kelvin switching stances. Oh, 1-2. Oh, beautiful one lands for Kelvin. It is all over, guys. The biggest win of the career. The crowd is silenced as we speak. The 1-2 landed for Kelvin again. Vitor didn't know where he was. Guess the stoppage was a little early. But man, what a finish on the feet for Kelvin Gastelum. I don't think anybody's done that to Vitor on the feet, man. That is dangerous. Vitor did really well in recovering. See, the hands of Vitor are always down. That's the problem, man. Vitor has to keep his guard up. Oh, the way that second one landed. That behind the right. Very quick hands for Kelvin Gastelum. Huge victory for Kelvin Gastelum. Beautiful sub. Thank you all for joining into the stream, man. Will this be rest in peace for Vitor? Man, what a legend. Knocking out Tim Kennedy and Vitor Belfort in back-to-back fights. Kelvin Gastelum, take a bow, son. Take a bow. Vitor Belfort should probably retire after this. Let me tell you that. To all the listeners who are listening to the stream, Belfort needs to retire. Let's get Belfort on this, okay? RIP Belfort. Well, let's get this hashtag. Uh, please retire Belfort. That's what we need to do. Please. You cannot take so much damage throughout a 20-year career. I know you're a proud combatant, but it's really not fair on your part to take so much damage so late in your career. You're almost 40. I know Anderson is still fighting. That doesn't mean you do too. You're taking way more damage than Anderson has in his entire career. It's high time people who are 14 years younger than you are defeating you in devastating fashion. Please don't do this to you. It's time Vitor Belfort retires, guys. But man, what a performance by Kelvin Gastelum, let me tell you. Thank you, sir. Carmelo Rodriguez, appreciate the same as usual. But a lot of UFC fight fans did not tune into this one because it is a little late in America and Canada right now. So not a lot of fans actually watching this today. It's already Sunday afternoon in my country, man. That is how late this fight has gone. But we had a great night of fights, and as usual, in our patented style, we're going to go ahead and break down all the fights which happened today quickly to all of you people who are watching in. The first fight, Gareth McKellen versus Paulo Borrachinha. Paulo Borrachinha putting out the KO early in round 1. Then we had Honey Jason versus Jeremy Kennedy. Honey Jason defeats by unanimous decision by Jeremy Kennedy in round 3. Then we had Michael Perzeris getting the biggest victory of his career against Joshua Berkman, who was probably the strong favorite going into this fight. Michael Perzeris getting the submission in round 1. Then we had Rani Aya versus Joe Soto, another decision, but this time in favor of Joe Soto. Sergio Moraes and David Ramos, one more decision going in favor of Ramos. Then we had the featured main card bout for Francisco Trinaldo and Kevin Motown Lee. Kevin Lee finishing the fight via a beautiful submission after being in trouble for some time in round 1. Then we had the main card, Dirty Bird, Tim Means going up against Cowboy Oliveira. Cowboy Oliveira working the wrestling game this time and getting the rear naked choke in round 2. Then we had Bethe Correia versus Marion Reneau, probably fight of the night in my opinion. Bethe getting the first 2 rounds and Marion getting a 10-8 in round 3 for a majority draw in the women's bantamweight division. Then we had Jussier, Formiga and Ray Borg. Ray Borg, one of my favorite prospects. Oh, he's speaking in Portuguese. Very nice. Kelvin Gastelum. Ray Borg getting he's singing, Kelvin Gastelum. What the hell? The crowd is supporting him too. It's time for the new gen. Then we had the third fight from the top. Edson Barbosa and beneil Dariush. Edson Barbosa with a beautiful knee, knocking out beneil Dariush cold and finishing the fight in his trademark highlight reel style. Then we had Mauricio Shogun coming back to the win column after a long time, defeating Gian Villante via beautiful TKO late in round 3. What combinations Mauricio had in that finish was just amazing. And then we had the main event, Vitor Belfort versus Kelvin Gastelum. Kelvin Gastelum bouncing around his feet, getting the flow, great boxing, great 1-2 combination. He's got a solid left hand, let me tell you that. That's Kelvin Gastelum. He's a little short for the division, but he was cutting a lot of weight for 170, but now he looks at home at 185 pounds. The way he knocked out Vitor, the Phenom Belfort, probably the last fight of Belfort's career. Please, Belfort, it's time to retire. Thank you to all the listeners listening into the stream once again. Love you guys. Belfort lost. So these are the decisions for the night. Okay, Barbosa. What a night of fights. Gastelum by TKO, Shogun by TKO, Barbosa by KO. What a night of fights, guys. What a night of fights. Thank you all for joining into the stream. Once again, this is Harry from MMA Live signing off one last time. And before I go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Destroy that, because we do this every fucking week. Thank you all, ladies and gents. It's time to peace out from Brazil.